Not gonna lie, if you told me a couple years ago that I'd become this obsessed with pens, I probably would have laughed at you. But when you spend 85 to 90% of your workday writing with a pen, you start realizing real quick that not all pens are created equal. Today, I wanted to go over my entire EDC pen collection, the pens I actually carry, why I carry them, and why a good pen has become one of the most important pieces of my everyday carry. What's going on, guys? Mikey Messini here with Mikey Daily Carry. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Mikey, and on this channel, I like to talk things everyday carry, gear, preparedness, dad stuff, and just finding tools that make everyday life a little bit better. And today, we're talking about pens. Now, I've done pen videos in the past, but honestly, that was like years ago, and I feel like I'm overdue for an updated pen video, and I wanted to show you guys my collection because it definitely has evolved over time. Some of these pens I personally purchased myself, but a good amount of them were sent to me by companies that I am affiliate with or I've worked with in the past. But as always, these are my honest thoughts and opinions, just like any of my other review videos. If you're interested in any of the pens that I go over today, I'll do my best by linking every single one in the description down below. I'll have discounted affiliate links as well. There's no extra charge to you if you use those links. You just help your boy and the channel out. Now, first of all, why do pens matter to me? I know some people may just think a pen's just a pen, dude. But when you work in an office job and you're writing almost all day long, you really start appreciating quality. I'm constantly taking notes, signing paperwork, writing down reminders, jotting things down in my notebooks or notepads. And when you're using something that often, comfort matters, ink flow matters, reliability matters, and honestly, there's just something satisfying about carrying a really good pen. It's one of those EDC items that people often overlook because it's not flashy most times, like a knife or a flashlight. But realistically, it's probably one of the most used tools I carry every single day. Now, what is this? This is the Commander Pouch by Nutsac. I'll also have a link in the description down below for this. Some of the pens usually live inside of my Nutsac Commander Pouch, but for me, there's also other areas like my wallet or my MPU that I'm going to be talking about. But basically, this has become my mobile office setup. I like having multiple pens, all of my pens in here, because different situations calls for different styles. And I also like to rotate my pens weekly. Sometimes I want something slim. Sometimes I want something minimal. Sometimes I want an American flag on it. Sometimes I want something that's a little bit more premium. Bolt action, click top, twist pens, you name it. I want to switch things up, and that's the reason why I have everything on here. If you're into EDC, you already know half the fun of just rotating gear depending on your mood. So what I'm going to do today is go through every single pen in my collection, talk about why it made the cut, how it feels in hand, what refill system it uses, and why I personally enjoy carrying it. I'm not necessarily saying these are the best pens out there on the market. I know there's pen fanatics out there that will spend hundreds of dollars on pens. I'm not one of those. But these are ones that have made my cut. Let's just dive right into it. First off, before I go into the Nutsac pouch, the Commander pouch, I often have pens in, let's say, a wallet. This is the Lost Dutchman Leather Huckleberry. This is the small size, the standard. There is a tall size where you can fit more so a field notebook and a passport. This one mainly just fits a passport, but I also have a smaller notebook in here, which is like a Write in the Rain notebook. So I got that right there. Trying to have it focus. So I have a small Write in the Rain notebook. This is about like 4 inches by 3 inches, and that fits in here perfectly. But obviously I also have like cash in there, and then I have my cards, and I also opted in for the cards in the back as well. These are like my quick access IDs. But what pen do I have in here right now? This pen right here is the Tactile Turn Zirconium, and this is the short or the small bolt action pen. All right, I really like that. And this is on this side specifically because I'm left-handed. Now, there's a difference. So if the bolt action is on this side of the pen, it's primarily like that because if you're left-handed, you want the bolt mechanism here. So that way you can easily, with your thumb, just deploy and redeploy that ink cartridge, right? That way I don't have to, if I had it, let's say, in my right hand, it's not only rubbing against my index finger, I'm going to have to finagle it and then reposition my hand and then go back and maybe use my thumb. It's complicated, right? But for lefties, if the bolt mechanism is towards your thumb, that's how you know it's a left-handed bolt action pen. So easily I can go boom, get to work, I'm done, bam. And then it goes back into my wallet. Now this fits in here quite perfectly. I want to show you guys how I typically have it oriented when I have it in this pouch. So I bring that down, boom, and then that's exactly how it fits in the wallet. It's super flush, as you can see. So I typically have a pen in my wallet. I'll switch it out sometimes too. I'll have like my cruiser, or I'll show you how the different pens work with these wallets as well. But I like putting pens in my wallet. I also have a dedicated pen in my Tale of Knives MPU. So this right here is the Tale of Knives MPU left-hand edition, and this one right here hosts my Leatherman Arc, but it also has a slit here for a pen. And then right here, it has a section for a larger EDC light, which is the Olight Arc Pro with my logo on there. And the pen I have on here is also another Tactile Turn, and this is the Slim Copper Bolt Action Pen left hand. Okay, so I want to say this is not the standard size, this is the short size. So I just showed you the mini. That was the mini bolt action Tactile Turn zirconium lefty pen. This is the copper lefty slim bolt action pen, and this is a short. And then there's a standard size, right? So same thing. I'm maneuvering with my left hand here, super easy. Now, I forgot to talk about the cartridge. So the cartridge that this zirconium one actually takes is a short Pilot G2 refill, which I really like. So that's going to be that little guy right there. Short, small Pilot G2 pen. If you guys didn't know that they made small mini G2 pens, well, now you do. And they're pretty awesome. So that is the cartridge that actually fits in the mini. Now, in the standard, I think this is just a regular Parker style or Schmidt P900 refill. Yep. So this right here is a, or 9000. So it's a Schmidt 9000 refill, and that's what fits in here. I also like it because it's kind of gel-like, the tip is. I like how that writes. Now let's move on to the pouch. So this pouch lives in my backpack. I usually rotate my backpacks for work, but this pouch just transfers from backpack to backpack. So before I open this up, let's talk about the Commander pouch. So the Commander pouch has this pocket right here in the front. I actually have a book in here. It's a 1 Minute with God for men. Like to be in tune with my faith. And these have 365 daily devotions that I can just read. If you flip through, it actually, goes by month, and then there's like a daily devotion that you can read, something to keep me grounded. On the back side, I have molly webbing right here. You got molly webbing right here, just in case you want to attach some things on there. You have your Nutsac logo right here. Really like that. And then it opens up clamshell like so. So let's make our way from this side over to this side. Starting off with this right here. This is the Soul Built Mark Smith bolt action marker. Okay, so they're probably one of the first companies that I work with, and I know that has created a bolt action marker, and that thing flicks and slings like no other. I really like it. What's cool about this is that they sell their own cartridges. So what they do is they pretty much get the marker refills, they create a cartridge out of it, and then you can swap them out. There's also a way where they sell pen refills. So if you don't want to have like a big old marker, they have a way where you can put an ink refill in here that is a pen. I think that's also going to be like Schmidt P9000. That right there is the Mark Smith by Soul Built. They also sent me this, which actually has a Wakapow on there. I don't know if you guys can see that clearly, but it has Wakapow right here because you can laser etch whatever you want on your pen if you want to do that. This one right here, as you can see, my pens get used, okay? There's going to be some beating on them. This one has the thin, fine point Sharpie, and I really like that because if you want to write with that thing, you can. And that right there is super fine point, and when it touches paper, it just feels really good. You can also, again, swap out that refill, so that way if you want to put like a highlighter in there, or if you want to add more of these, you can do so super easy. That just screws on and unscrews on at the very end. It actually doesn't look like anything there, which is really cool. It just disappears, super flush. This next pen here is, I want to say it's an ambidextrous pen, bolt action pen, because you have a bolt that can go left, you have a bolt that can also go right. On top of that, this top right here is a glass breaker, and it's a spinner. So it looks like it needs some WD-40 because it's gotten a lot of dust in there. But a company called Tactile makes this, and then the design on there is really cool. As you can see, it has like, I don't even know what pattern that's called. This right here is one by Concept EDC. And this one has like an American flag system going on right now. And same thing, bolt action is right here on the left hand side. So it's real easy for me to just boom, deploy, redeploy, and what have you. Next pen right here is going to be another one by Tactile Turn. Now this is their standard size. This one takes the regular Pilot G2 refills. This is also left hand. It's not the slim version, it's their standard version. And then boom, really like the ink that goes with Pilot G2 pens. It's definitely like my go-to. But let me show you the differences. So this is the largest one. This is their short or small version, and then there's another one that comes in between, which is this. So this is like 3 levels of it, right? But the difference is this is slim. These are their standard sizes. So you have your standard titanium, you have a slim copper, and then you have your short zirconium, right? And those are how the 3 look side by side. This is not a pen, but this is a Fulcrum by Vero Engineering. I really like this thing. This actually has a T8 and a T6 4mm bit here that I can put up top, because if I need to unscrew that top right there and then maybe move the clip over or fix the clip because it bent or whatever it is, I can use this tool to unscrew, get to business, and then screw that back on, and I'm good to go. That's why I have the Vero Fulcrum in there. I think this one right here is like tungsten and bronze. It also acts as a pry bar and has its own pocket clip. I'm just going to brush right over this. It's a highlighter, guys. I like highlighting things in that devotions book that I read every single day. But this is my very first bolt action pen ever. And this is the regular bolt action pen by Big Eye Design. And this is black DLC titanium with a Timascus bolt action, or bolt, that I switched right there because it was just black, but then it comes standard with this. I do have a discount code for them. It's Mikey Daily Carry. I think it gives you like anywhere from 10 to 20% off depending on the type of sale that they're running. But use that, you do help your boy out. So what I like about this is that the cartridges that you can put in this pen is like infinite. And all you got to do is screw or unscrew this bottom piece here to adjust to the size of the actual cartridge that you're going to put in here. And you just take that off. Like, so for example, in here I have this is a Pilot G2. or no, this is the Sharpie pens, which I also like because it's very similar to the Pilot G2s. And I have that in here. So twist that to where I want to have just enough of it into the collet. So that way, boom, if I hit that out, it deploys and I'm good to go. That right there is my very first bolt action pen. Big Eye Design, really cool guys over there. Love their stuff. You're going to see a pattern because I have a lot of bolt action pens, just different types of pens from Big Eye Design. So let me just make my way down the list here. I have 3 of their mini pens, and I think it's all of them. I think it's all the mini pens that they have. But I have a black DLC stonewashed titanium, and I have a brass. So they all have their titanium beads up top, so that way it's easy to just grab out of pouches or whatever it is. And then you take that piece off, and you actually have a ink cartridge right there. This is their own gel ink cartridge. They actually sell the extras on there, and then you just twist that, and it's pretty much that. It's a twist pen. So boom, you just twist to deploy and then twist back to redeploy. Super easy, but I got it in all of their colors, which is pretty much brass, stonewashed titanium, and black DLC. Still on that same tandem of short pens. So this is the little brother. This is their mini bolt action pen. It's pretty much the same as this. Big brother, little brother. And what I was talking about is if I have a wallet like this is a Cruiser 6.0, okay? I like putting these pens right here when I'm using these, and look how it just disappears in the wallet, right? Now when I open it up, I'm good to go. I got a pen ready for me. And then I also have, a place where I can put my patches and whatnot. I've also done a collaboration in the past with Mike Cruz and Everyday Adventure Co. Brandon, where we have these attachments. Let's say I wanted to put this attachment on the back here, and I want to get that pen and put it right back here. So now that's how that looks inside of that wallet. So it's pretty cool, super modular, different ways that I can do this. And that is the mini bolt action pen in black. Now, this is just their click pen. So this is a mini bolt action click pen in not stonewash, raw titanium. Real easy. You just click on top, deploy, boom, click on top to deploy, bring it back up, right? Size comparison to the bolt action is pretty much the same size, but then you have that top clicker. And then this is bolt action. Now you add this little guy to it, and this one right here is their dual mini side click pen, and this is in brass. Wait, is it brass? No, it's in copper. So that right there is the dual mini side click pen. Click to the top. You can use either the left or the right side to redeploy that cartridge back into its place. Boom, boom, and boom. Yeah, these are 3 mini pens that they have, and look at the size comparison to these. So I have these actual mini pens right there. I think I have one of each mini pen from Big Eye Design. Again, you guys are going to see a pattern because I love Big Eye Design pens. This one right here is their new baseline bolt action pen. Well, it's newer. It's not new pen. It's newer. So what they did was they took the bolt action footprint, put a Parker style refill, only a Parker style refill inside of it, and made it more affordable. So now you can get this for like 50, 60 bucks, where this is like $100. And inside of it, you have Parker style refills, which I have actually switched out for a Parker style gel refill because I kind of like the ink to be a little bit more wet with my pens. That's just my choice. That's why I like the Pilot G2 refills. But that's what I did. I just went on Amazon. I got like a 2-pack of the Parker style gel refills, and that writes really awesome. I'm not going to write on a pad and show you guys because a lot of the ink cartridges on these pens are interchangeable. You can be more of like a gel type guy, you can be like a fountain type guy, you can be a, you know, a plain dry guy. It depends, you know, or a gal. But moving along, this is the standard dual side click pen in raw titanium. So again, click on top, boom, you hit the sides to redeploy that ink cartridge. Now, just like the bolt action pen, what's really cool about this is that it also has kind of infinite amount of refills that you can put in here. You can adjust this pen's height depending on the size of the refill that you put in this. So you can go really short or you can go a lot longer. And all you got to do is find where it is. So this is me deploying it, and then you find that piece and how much of it you want exposed, and there you have it. So boom, you hit that, it goes back into its socket, as you can see there. Now the difference between this and the mini dual side click pen is that these are the sizes. So you have your standard and you have your mini. In case you're wondering or trying to pick between the two, this is also how it looks like in hand. All right. Okay. Now, this is probably my favorite pen that I have in my collection because it truly is the most modular pen that's ever made. This is the Big Eye Design TI Arto. So it goes the cap, it's a cap pen. Take that cap off, you can put it on the end, you can twist it, and now this is it. There's also an adjuster right here, so that way you can hug the collet to the pen refill that you put in here, and then on this back side, you would then adjust the height depending on the refill that you have in here. So it truly is the most refillable pen that you can ever have. They also have a patent on this as well. Really freaking cool. TI Arto. This one right here is in stonewash titanium. Okay. These are the Pocket Pros by Big Eye Design. So I have a stonewash titanium. I also have a brass version. And it's real simple. You just got to twist to expose. This one right here has like that needle type tip. I think I have the same for this as well. Might have to actually clean that. Looks like the ink got all over the tip there. This is what it's supposed to look like, so got to clean that up. But as you can see, I use my pens, so they're not super shiny and whatnot. I also like the patina that comes with these types of pens. So these are the Pocket Pros. And then last pen I have in here is my Daily Carry Co. tie pen. And so you got a bolt action mechanism right here. And this also takes Parker style refills, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just double check for you guys. It does. So it takes Parker style, and the Pocket Pros, you can pretty much put whatever cartridge you want in here. And that's what I really like about Big Eye Design's pens, is that they're so modular with all the different types of ink cartridges that you can put in here. That is my pen collection. So now I know some people watching this probably think carrying multiple pens is overkill, but if you're a pen person, you get it. So if you got a favorite EDC pen, drop it down in the comments below, because I'm always looking for new options to check out. At the end of the day, pens are one of those tools that quietly become part of your routine. You may not think about them much until you use a really good one. And once you start carrying quality pens consistently, it's honestly hard to go back to a regular size pen. For me, having reliable pens that write well, feel good in hand, and fit my everyday workflow just makes a complete difference. And that's really what EDC is about. Carrying tools that genuinely improve your everyday life. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and let me know down below what your favorite EDC pen is right now. I appreciate you guys for watching. I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace out. Waka